Live inside of our team training where we are live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So today we're going to talk about how to create a chatbot using HighLevel. Okay, so this is actually a chatbot that I created that will automate the messaging for Google My Business. If I have incoming phone calls, incoming messages through Instagram, text messages, Facebook Messenger, and the chat widget on my website. Okay, so this one workflow is going to respond to all of these different messages. Okay, now, or all of these different flows. Now, let me say this though. There are many, many ways of creating a chatbot and using these workflows. You can do these all at once, or you can create separate workflows per each channel. There's so many things you can do, and I'm going to go over a few examples, and then I'm going to show you how to build one, right? So I'm going to walk you through my whole process here. Now, the use case scenario for this particular chatbot or workflow is because I get a lot of messages from members of my program and people who are interested in becoming members of my program. And obviously, there's a different set of communications that I want to give them, right? Like we have, specific support channels for different tools and different things, right? So I want to make sure that when someone is messaging me on Google My Business, or they're calling me, or they're messaging me on Instagram or texting or Facebook Messenger or through my chat widget, that I know if they are a member or they are interested in getting more information, okay? Before we dive all into that, like I said, the tool that we are using is HighLevel. If you're unfamiliar with myvisionagency.com, I have basically partnered with several different software companies to provide massive amounts of discounts on software. I also back that up with training, my network, social media templates, and all of that. Okay, so the main tool that we use inside of our program is HighLevel. That's basically the house that our program sits in. Okay. And then, of course, I've added over 30 additional tools to our program. Okay. So you can join if you are already a member of HighLevel. If you want to upgrade, you can do this here. I have special bonuses for you. We also have over 85,000 white label content that you can use, access to our network, which I'm going to tell you something really cool about that in just a second, that you can hire or be hired from. We also have live training daily, and you can join us in the weekly Q&A session. We also have over 2,000 social media templates that you can use that are all built on Canva. Okay. So to become a member, if you want to get access to all of the HighLevel tools, which is what we're going to discuss today, you can actually get a free trial here of the beginner plan. If you want to get access to the additional tools, you do have to at least get a trial to get access to the membership exclusive pricing. And then, because honestly, it's so low, I'm not even allowed to tell you publicly what it is. So here again, you can upgrade there as well. And just to be clear, if you want to resell the tools yourself, okay, if you become a member, you're becoming a member. You are getting access to all of these tools for yourself. Okay. But if you want to resell the tools, you need to join one of these programs here, or all of them if you want to, like I did. But if you want to resell HighLevel, you need to join HighLevel. Okay. This is not within our program. You are actually creating an account with HighLevel, but I'm giving you a free membership inside my program as a bonus. Okay. You're also going to get lots of other things. And then also the same thing with Tier 5. If you want to resell any of the Tier 5 tools, you need to join Tier 5 as a partner here. Okay. And then, of course, I provide lots of bonuses for you. And if you're interested in Genius Messenger CRM and reselling that, you can purchase some licenses here. Okay, so just to be clear. All right, so inside of your dashboard, you will notice if you're already a member, you want to go to the accounts tab. And just to let you know, I'm not showing you the prices here because, like I said, they're member exclusive, but they are going up dramatically on August 1st. So if you guys are interested, if you're already a member and you're kind of on the fence about upgrading to get access to all the rest of the tools, I promise you, you want to do it now before August 1st because it's going up a lot. I have really kept the pricing really low, while we were getting established and all of these things and, working out the kinks and stuff. But these tools for the professional plan is well worth over $4,000 a month. Okay. There's massive amounts of value. I heard someone say the other day, there is nothing like it. And I honestly don't think that you can get any of these tools anywhere else for such a cheap, dramatic, cheap price. Okay. So I did want to tell you that. Also, here's the thing I wanted to tell you about the job board. Okay. So if you are a member, you get access to your own free Noisy account. And you'll see here that I have created a channel here for the job board. I am getting lots and lots of requests for services. And typically I do forward those to my, because I, as an agency, do not provide services, I forward those to my HighLevel affiliates. Okay. Because they have their own agency and I want to pass the work on to them. I'm not the middleman. I don't earn a commission or income from that. Just something that I give you to support you in an additional way. Okay. But you don't just have to be a HighLevel agency owner. Okay. If you are someone who's in the program and you're looking to hire, whether it is for affiliate marketing or not affiliate marketing, social media, Facebook ads or YouTube ads or whatever, there's lots of talented people inside this program. So if you're looking to hire someone, post your job here. And if you're looking to be hired, definitely keep an eye on this channel here. If you don't see the channel listed in your open channels here, what you need to do is click there and then you'll see all of the available channels that are open for you to join. Okay, so of course, I recommend joining all of them, but you can choose which ones that you want to join. Okay, so definitely do that. We also have the testing lab as well. So if you've created a website or a video or something and you would like some feedback, you can also submit that as well. So definitely check all of those out. Okay. So let's get in now to the actual workflow. So I'm going to show you the big mama workflow here, and then we're going to break it down. I'm going to show you some much simpler options, but I think it's really cool to see what the possibilities are so that you can start thinking about how you want to utilize this in your business. Because like I said, I could just show you how to build this, but if this is your first time ever trying to build a chatbot, you're probably going to be really confused. And so the cool thing is you can start really simple and then you can build up to something like really awesome. Okay, I do want to say hello to Maria and Linwood and Floyd and Terry and Picardo. Thank you so much for joining me on YouTube. Okay, so this is the basic workflow. Okay, now just to show you, to access your workflows, you just want to go to automations and you want to go to create workflow. Okay. So I'm actually in the all of them. So this is the big mama one. So we're going to choose our trigger here. Okay. Now you can see that I already have these triggers already chosen. So this is what I'm saying is I want this workflow to trigger every time someone replies or messages me on Google My Business. Okay. Every single time I want it to trigger this workflow. I also want it to trigger this workflow every time I get an incoming phone call. Okay. I also want to trigger this workflow every single time someone DMs me on Instagram or every time someone texts me. Okay. And when I say text me, I mean my business number, my Twilio number that is connected to my HighLevel account. Okay. Also, every time someone sends me a Facebook message on Messenger. Okay. So these are my triggers here that I've created for this workflow. I could also add other ones, right? Maybe I want to trigger it when they have, updated their appointment or something, or like they have a tag in their appointment. I mean, there's so many options, right? You can create a trigger just by clicking this button here, add new trigger or workflow trigger, right? And any of these can be a trigger. The customer replied, this is the one that you're going to choose, and you're just going to choose filters, and you're going to scroll down to where you see reply channel. And you can choose any of these channels to reply to. Okay, all of these can be the, and I also had the chat widget, and the chat widget is within your tools as well. When you embed that, or you literally just toggle the switch onto one of your websites, then you have the chat widget there. Okay, so what's really cool about the chat widget is they can enter in their information, which also adds it to your CRM, and then you can text them back. Okay, so that's basically the purpose of the chat widget. But what's cool is all of these conversations show up in the conversations tab. Okay, so it shows up right here where all of your messages are. Okay, so there's some testing that I did here. Just with just testing out the different workflows and things. Okay, so this is where all of your conversations, no matter where they come from, whether it's a phone call, you'll have the recording here. It can be a text, you'll have the text here. A message, whatever, email, whatever it is, everything that's linked to this profile is going to be here in the conversations tab. Okay, now something really important to note though is you may not have their Facebook page connected to their profile. Okay, so if maybe I have a member that's in my program, but if I've never communicated with them on Facebook, meaning they've never messaged me through Facebook, I'm not going to be able to message them. Okay, to be able to respond to anyone on your social media channels, they have to have messaged you first. Okay. So if you want to link the profiles, you can do that in the contacts. You just choose merge contacts, and there's training in your dashboard for all of that. Okay, I don't want to go too deep into everything. But yeah. Okay, so that is, okay, so now we're going to just cancel here. All right, so these are all of the triggers that I've created. Now, I do have a wait step, okay, which means it's very simple to add a wait step, right? We're just going to add click the little plus sign. You're going to scroll down to wait, okay? Now, you can see that I only did like 0.2 minutes, okay? And that's just because I don't want to send it immediately as soon as they message me. I do want to give, a few seconds delay because I think that's kind of spammy. So that's the only reason that I added that. Okay. Now I have some conditional logic here, and this is really where the magic happens. Okay. So if you want to choose conditional logic, you just add the plus sign and you go down to if else. Okay. So I'll show you this here. Now, I actually have multiple different plans here, okay? Now, what I'm doing is I'm choosing this if-else option, and I'm saying if the incoming message meets this condition that I'm setting here, I want it to do different things, okay? So no matter what you select here, it's going to be, is the answer yes? Go this way. Is the answer no? Go this way. Okay, so what I've done is I've chosen tags. So I'm saying, does the contact have the tag HighLevel Agency 297 plan? Do they have the tag? And of course, you could just say, if you really wanted to make it simple, just are they a HighLevel agency person, or are they a member? Yes or no. I mean, you could choose things very simple like that. But I'm saying if it has any of these tags here, does it meet that condition? Okay, so if they do have the tags, one of the tags, then it's going to follow this, this tree here. Okay, so if they do have those tags, then I'm saying, okay, now let's separate the tags even more. Okay, so if they have, if it does not include the trial tag, okay, so does it include the trial tag? Yes or no. That's basically what we're doing here. So if it does not include it, that is yes, because it does not include it. So it meets this condition. Okay. Hopefully that's making sense to you. Okay. So if they do not have the trial tag, I want to send them a text message. Okay. And then I'm just going to say, contact HighLevel support. Okay. And then I can wait 0.2 seconds, and then I can send them an email. Okay. Now I'm saying all of these things, right? But I may not have their email address. I may not have their, be able to text them back if they've messaged me on Facebook Messenger. Okay. Because if I don't have their Facebook account linked to the, to their profile, I'm not going to be able to tell if they have tags or not. Okay. So I just want to make that clear so that when you guys are thinking about how you want to use these options, that you are aware of all the pros and cons of this particular setup. Okay. Now, I personally, if they don't have those tags, right, it's totally fine because they likely will not. So they're just going to go to this option here. Okay, so I have the two different trees. So do they have a high level tag? So any tags that it's recognizing for that condition, it's going to meet this criteria. Okay, now I do want to explain to you before I remove them from the workflow and why. I want to wait a day because if I just remove them from the workflow right away, it's going to send them that message again, right? And I don't want them to just receive the same repeated message over and over again. But I'm going to wait a day because maybe I need to respond. Maybe it's something that like in this message here, it says, "Hey, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But if you need support, here's the support options." Okay, because I definitely, I am not a support person. That's why I have support. And so I am not always the quickest to get back to responding to questions like my support team does. So I want to let them know, like, hey, if you're contacting me for support, please contact support because they're on the ball. They will get to you much faster than I do. Okay. But of course, I will definitely respond to the message. So that's basically what I'm saying there, right? And I want to give a day. And then I want to remove them from the workflow because I don't want it to be, if they message me again, then I want them to receive the same messaging, right? Like if you need support, go here and then I will get back to you. Okay. And actually this should be removed from current workflow. Okay, so that's the rundown of if they have the high level tag. Now, if they don't, okay, so it meets this condition here. No, it does not, because it does not have the high level tags. Okay, so I have another condition. Okay, so it doesn't have the high level tags, but does it have any of these tags? Okay, because these tags are specific for my members. So if it does meet that condition, that means that they're a member. And so I want to send them this text message, okay, to let them know, like, hey, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you need support, I'm going to wait a day. It's basically the same situation here. It's just different info for the members, okay, where they can contact support. All right, so if they don't have any of those, maybe they're a member and I just don't have their social media connected to their profile, so I don't know that they're a member. Maybe they are just contacting me to join and they just want more information, whatever that is. That could be, it could be a variety of things. So I have this kind of default here, okay? So if it doesn't meet any of these conditions, if they don't have any of my tags, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to send a text message. Now, if they responded on Instagram, I may not have their phone number, okay? So if I don't have their phone number, this system's going to automatically default to Instagram, okay? Now, if they have never messaged me on Instagram, it's not going to send the message, okay? Because it doesn't have an Instagram account connected. They've never messaged me through Instagram, so I'm not going to be able to send that message, okay? Now, if they message me on Facebook Messenger, then it's going to send them this message. But again, if they've never messaged me on Facebook Messenger, they're not going to receive it, okay? So this is how I'm getting away, basically, with creating one workflow that's going to respond to all of these different avenues with the same thing. Okay, so again, Google My Business, if they're messaging me on Google My Business, but they've never messaged me on these others, they're not going to receive these messages, right? So they're only going to receive this on Google My Business. Now, you may be thinking, and this is again what I want to tell you, the pros and cons of this setup. You may be thinking, well, yeah, but if they've texted you and messaged you on Instagram and Messenger, Facebook Messenger, and Google My Business, they're going to get all of those messages, right? If their accounts connected okay, yes, that is definitely true. So that's something that you want to consider. However, never in my 8 years of being in business and using social media has that ever happened where anyone has really messaged me in multiple ways like that, right? Usually, if someone's messaged me on Messenger, they're doing it on Messenger. They're not going to really go to Instagram and message me there and then Google My Business. So, I mean, maybe I have their phone number in my system, but likely it hasn't been connected to their Messenger account. Like, it doesn't recognize that Billy Bob's Messenger here is the same as Billy Bob's profile and phone number and email. Okay, so but again, if you're building this for clients or something like that, that's why I want to let you know the pros and cons. Okay. So this is the big elaborate setup here. Okay. It sounds kind of complicated, but really when you break it down into steps, once you start utilizing the conditional logic, so cool. Okay. Now let's talk about some more simple ways of creating a chatbot. Okay. So I'm going to confirm to get out of here. All right. So, of course, there is actually a couple templates that you can use. Okay. You can go down to Facebook Messenger and also Google My Business. And if you click here, these are already built for you. Okay. So, if you go to create new workflow, you can see incoming from Facebook Messenger. Maybe you want to assign to a specific user that you have in the account. You also can send a SMS to an assigned user. You can add a tag. You can add a task to remove the tag when we're applying. All of this is pre-built for you. You just want to, make it your own, right? So if you want to use a template, you totally can do that. Okay, so again, there's lots of options here. Let's talk about creating one for, okay, so if we wanted to break it all down, okay? So if they are sending a text message or calling you or using the chat widget, you're definitely going to have their contact information, okay? Or you're definitely going to have their phone number, rather, okay? So you can use the same workflow for all of these, the chat widget, the incoming call, or the text message, because to be able to send to trigger this, right, you have to have their phone number. All right. So again, we're going to wait 0.2 seconds, and then we're going to use some conditional logic. Does it include these tags? Okay, so basically we're just duplicating the same exact system that we used before, but we're just going to leave out the social media because we don't really need it, right? We're going to just do the exact same thing. It's just going to deal with only text messages, okay? But of course, we could also throw in a ringless voicemail. You know, maybe we want to set up a system where if we miss a phone call, we can actually send a ringless voicemail, like maybe 2 minutes later, and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry that I missed your call. Looks like we're playing phone tag. Hey, if you need something, please text me back. I'm heading off to my next meeting, so I may not be able to answer your call, but I want to make sure that I don't miss, helping you or whatever," right? So that would be one way to be, non-spammy and kind of a little bit more personal, right? So you have those options there. I won't go through it again because it's really just duplicated from the same thing. All right. So let's talk about, again, let's go to like follow up for Facebook Messenger. Okay. So here is a really, really simple Facebook Messenger campaign. Okay. So we're going to start with the trigger and we're going to say reply from Facebook Messenger. Okay. So every single time someone messages us on our Facebook account, and remember, you need to have, you need to go to the Launchpad and you need to make sure that you've connected your Facebook page, your Google account for your Google My Business, and also configured your chat widget to be able to utilize that, because obviously they need to be configured for you to be able to pull in the information, okay? So again, what we're going to do is every single time someone messages us on Facebook Messenger, we can just wait 0.2 seconds. And again, you don't have to have that if you don't want to. But then we're going to send a message like, "Thank you for contacting me. To better assist you, tell me, are you already a member of my program?" So that's just one way of like basically simplifying the tagging system, okay? Because if they're coming in from Facebook Messenger, I likely don't have them tagged with anything anyway, okay? So are they already a member? And you can change what this says here. Once you get multiple different steps, you definitely want to to update that. That way it says the title here on the step, and that it helps you stay organized. Okay. So what's really cool about this is where before we chose like the tag. Okay, so we chose, if you go to intent type, you can choose contact details, and you can scroll down to tags, and you can say, does this contact include a specific tag? Does it not include? Is it empty or not empty? You can also choose the contact reply, right? So did they reply something specific, like a certain phrase? You could choose, did they reply yes or no? You could choose, did they reply, the reply is something specific or is not or contains, or so you could really build out, pretty extensive chatbots. Like, did they say the word reseller? And then you could have a separate workflow that triggers for reseller, or did they say information? And then you could have a separate workflow that triggers information. So like I said, I hope your guys' brains are just exploding because of the possibilities of the things that you can do. Okay. Terry says, how do the workflow work when someone calls? So it's going to be basically the same process. You're just going to choose the trigger, and you're going to choose customer replied, and you're going to choose the channel here, and then you can choose call, and then you can choose down here. Let's see. Yeah, so this would be like an incoming call. So you're going to choose reply channel call, and then that's what's going to trigger the workflow. Okay, so if you get an incoming call, and you can filter down here, like if you're getting, like in the phone number, right? Like maybe you have a specific phone number, like when they call this phone number, I want to trigger this workflow. Okay, maybe it's, and you can assign it by user in that way. All right, so let's see, I think that's, yeah. You could also choose, let's see where it says. Okay, yeah, I'm getting way off track there. Okay, so so you want to wait, you want to send the message, right? We're going to use the conditional logic, the intent type. So when we're asking them, okay, are they a member? Okay, so here's the question that we're asking them there. Are you already a member of my program? Okay, so what's really cool is you can choose the intent type, okay, and then is positive or negative, is not positive or negative, empty, whatever, right? So you can choose if they say yes or sure or great or something like that. That's like positive. That's like telling the like AI system that yes, this is a positive answer. Then yes, it meets the criteria, and I'm going to send them this message. So, okay, great. Please contact support, because now I know they just told me that they're a member. Okay. But if they say, no, I'm not, or whatever, then I can say, no problem. I understand. You likely have a lot of questions, and here's a resource for you. Okay. Now, of course, that's really simple, and I could just stop there. But I could also add here, right? Maybe I want to, say, hey, what's your email address? And then there's so many things that you could build out into these conversations just based off of the trigger by, hey, if they message me, I want you to do all of these things, right? You could even, like I was saying, assign to a user. You could add to your opportunities pipeline. You could have it set to send a manual call. Or, obviously from Facebook Messenger, you'd have to somehow capture their phone number, but lots and lots of options there. Okay. So let's create one from scratch. Okay. So we're just going to go create new, and let's start from scratch here. And let's actually talk about the call. Okay. So call status, that's what it is. Terry, I'm sorry. I knew that it was something that I wasn't right. So if we're saying every time we get an incoming call, we're going to choose call status. Okay. So was it busy? Was it canceled, completed? And so this is like when you're doing like the manual calls. And let's say every time you're doing a manual call, if they don't answer or something like that, or they do answer, as soon as the call is over, a little screen will pop up, and it'll say, was it busy? Was it canceled, completed? And then you can actually trigger certain workflows from that answer that you give there. And then you could also choose call direction. So is it incoming calls or outgoing calls that you want to trigger the workflow? Maybe every time you do an outgoing call, you want to set up a texting campaign to send them a text every single day for whatever. I mean, there's so many things that you can do there. So you would choose like incoming call. Okay, so if I want to now set up something that's every time I get a phone call, maybe I want to wait. Let's say I want to wait 5 minutes. Okay, so every time someone calls my phone number here that I have connected to my account, I want to wait 5 minutes. And then what I would do, and this is really cool, is I would send a ringless voicemail. Okay, so you can record this and then upload your file here. And then I would say, you know, something like I was saying, oh, I'm so sorry I missed your call. Looks like we're playing phone tag, because look what happens. You're not just, I mean, you can send a text message because you have their phone number now. They called you, right? But you can send a text, but you could also send a voicemail. So what happens is, 5 minutes after they call, then they're going to see that they have a voicemail from you, and it's going to be you saying, hey, sorry I missed you again. You know, we're playing phone tag, whatever. This is Bridget Bartlett with Visual Marketing and Design. Please feel free to text me back. You know, like I was saying, I'm on my way to a meeting, because if they try to call me, they're probably going to get that recording again unless I set a wait delay or something like that, right? So you definitely want to play around with those scenarios. Lots of cool things, okay? So you could also, like I said, maybe we wanted to send them that ringless voicemail, but we have to have the file there. Maybe we want to send a text message, okay? Maybe we want to add it to our manual call list, which will, maybe we have a team or something like that who wants to, who will call them back the next day, whatever, right? Let's go ahead and just delete this, and let's talk about like Instagram. So we can go to, again, we want to go customer replied, which that's going to be all of the ones except the calls. That's going to be what you're going to choose. And then you can choose reply channel. And then you can choose the chat widget, which we have on our website. Or maybe Instagram DM. Okay, so you can even be specific. So if they message us and it contains a certain phrase, or they don't have a tag, or something like that, maybe you want to say, if they message me and say hello, you're going to send them a message like, are you spamming me? Because that's usually how it works. You can set it all up like that, right? So if we just want to say every time someone messages us on Instagram, we're just going to wait, let's say 0.2 minutes, okay? And then let's just say we want to just make something so simple. We're going to just send them a greeting, okay? So we're going to say, hey, and let's go ahead and throw in some custom values here, and we're going to add their first name just to make it personal. And we'll say, thank you for contacting us, or me, however you want to position that. Thank you for contacting me. I will get back to, I will get back to you ASAP. Please tell me more about, about how I can help you build a business online and put it on autopilot. Okay, so that's kind of generic, but I could say that and then save. Okay, so now what's happening is any single time, as long as I save this and publish, every single time I get a message on Instagram, it's going to wait 0.2 minutes, and then it's going to send them that message saying, hey, thanks for messaging me. I'll get right back to you. Okay. So that is the gist of chatbots. I hope you guys are excited about that. I don't see any more questions, so that's really all that I had for you guys today. I can't wait to hear all about the cool things that you guys are doing with chatbots, because every single time I do like a little training like this, you guys blow my mind with all the things that you did that I never even thought about. So definitely utilize all of these resources and create something awesome. And I will see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality.